This is the Biz by the Water podcast. You're listening to Caleb and Max on Biz by the Water.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Biz by the Water. Today we have Max, and for a change-up, I'm doing the introduction.
Of course.
How are you on this very fine night?
I'm very good, Caleb. How are you?
Pretty good, thanks. It's a bit later for us, almost 9:30.
Yeah, I'm just sitting back, listening to you do the introduction for once.
Yeah, it feels different to be in the passenger seat.
Absolutely, and that's what you're going to experience next episode, with Adam.
Yes, of
Biz by the
course.
Water. Yeah, and so how's everything going, Caleb? I haven't spoken to you in a
Everything's
while.
been going well. I've been having exams, which I've been busy with, but glad to have them over. The
Such a relief.
post-exam stress-free period is one of the best things ever.
Definitely, yeah. I'm still in passenger seat actually, while watching you fly this plane of Biz by the Water. But yeah, it's good to have a break from
Yeah.
exams. But yeah,
Yes.
and let's start off by talking about the push-up challenge.
So without further ado, the push-up challenge, I believe it's 3,429.
Yeah, it sounds about right. But yeah, I've been doing my push-ups, keeping those muscles up.
Tone. Since today is a rest day, what they do on every Sunday.
Yeah, so that's what I like about the push-up challenge. So how many is it a day? It's like 50 a day, right?
Not really, it changes. Since I remember on the first day there wasn't that much, and then for the last 3 days, there was 100 plus.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I remember on the first day I think it was like 50 or something. Correct me
Yeah,
if
and
I'm
then
wrong, but yeah.
gradually, since I remember one day, I think they maybe had a mammoth 200.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it should be great fun.
Oh yeah, well I mean it's good. Like even like when we did our gym visit, we were doing some good muscle exercises, so we can keep doing those good push-ups and
Yeah, of
improving on that like strength around here.
Yep. So if any
Yeah.
of you want, I guess you should join our little thing that we've created. I think Max can put in the details for that, since that's what he's good at, not so
Yeah,
much what I'm good at.
Yeah, the Biz by the Water
Editing.
push-up. Yeah, of course. I'll put that up on screen now. And
Yep.
yeah, so I mean it's good that we can do the push-up challenge. It's supporting a good cause, and I think we're doing it for Headspace, right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure we're doing it as Headspace.
Yeah, Headspace. So that's not bad. And I've got a confession to make. I'm sorry, but I think this is the silver. It's the silver microphone.
Is
I
it
don't know.
silver or gold? Ooh.
So I grabbed it out of the box, and I'm sorry. Apologies for that.
Not at random.
Yeah, just selecting it. It's like what do you call it? The lucky dip.
Lucky dip.
Yeah, just pulled it out of there random, and I was like, okay, I like that. I'm not going to complain. I'll confess it on the podcast.
Yeah, so first of all, I want to ask you a few questions about your swimming. You recently
yeah.
had your New South Wales Order Schools, which happened last week, was it?
Yeah,
Or the
yeah,
week
on
before?
Friday, last week on Friday, yeah, so over a week ago, yeah.
Yeah. So how was that?
Yeah, it was a good experience as always. I mean, every carnival's a good experience, but this
Yeah.
one especially because it's last year we did good because I came the 50 fly and the 2 relays. This year it was like different because year 7 I had 3 races, year 8 I had 3 races, in year 9 I only had 2 this year, so it was a lot less of a
yeah.
schedule, and
Yeah.
it was shorter races. Like we did the 4x50 freestyle relay, which we did good in. We came top 3, and then the 100 fly, which I'd never actually made 100 fly before. I made 100
wow.
free in year 7.
Yeah.
I didn't do as good as I came 5th, so that was okay. I mean, it's
So
good
what about
experience.
50s? Do you have any of those to do?
Nah, didn't have any 50s. Only the 100 this year.
No 50s?
No 50s. Yeah, last year it was a lot tougher because year 9, the cohort, the group of swimmers.
That's the combined one for year 9.
Yeah, combined. And for the 100 to make it to nationals, which is held in the Gold Coast this year, they're doing everything in the Gold
The
Coast.
Gold Coast, everything there.
Yeah, everything in the Gold Coast. You had to come top 2 in the 100s and top 3 in the 50s. So I mean, it was a lot tougher this
That
year.
isn't
I mean,
too
it was,
bad.
yeah, it's okay. And speaking of the Gold Coast, Olympic trials coming up, right?
I know, I saw one of the Trinity kids there on his Instagram stories up at the Olympic trials.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be great to watch the Olympic trials. As always, we can see King Kyle.
King Kyle and Cam McAvoy. Hopefully he can do a new world record.
Yeah, Cam McAvoy's been doing this for ages. I don't know how.
Oh, very
How
good.
he's still. Yeah, but
Who else
I
is
remember
there?
there's Kaylee McEwen. There's Molly
Of
O'Callaghan, my
course.
favourite.
Leo
Yeah,
Callahan, a
supporting
young and up and coming talent.
Yeah, she's good, and we've got Kaylee McEwen, an old favorite, Emily Seabom. She's been doing
Yeah.
this for a long time.
And hopefully Zach Cook might be able to regain his dominance in the 200 breaststroke field over the Chinese swimmer.
Yeah, and one of my swimming coaches, he was telling me that Zach Cook spent the last 9 months in, I think it's
Altitude
like
training.
altitude training.
Altitude
So
training was it?
yeah, it was like I have no idea how much up, but he just came back I think a few weeks ago to try and just get used to the altitude, and apparently it's really helped him a lot because it's just helping like the higher altitude. I don't know
Yeah,
how
of
it's
course.
got to do some research into that, but apparently it's meant to work pretty well.
Or maybe putting on a bit of muscle. Since you see the Chinese guy, he is massive. He is someone
Yeah,
that shouldn't be able to swim 200 breaststroke, in my
I know.
opinion.
Yeah, like remember we were saying I think one of the podcasts, Adam Peaty,
Oh yes, he
he
can't swim 200 or he'll just sink.
he's massive. He's got everything. He's got built down his legs look like they have a six
He's built
pack.
chest,
So
arms
the thing
everywhere.
is, like he's good for 100, but when you're built like that for a 200, it's very rare
Yeah.
to find a swimmer that's absolutely jacked for a 200.
Oh yes, since right now I'm looking at Adam Peaty compared to Tin Hai Young. If I'm being honest, Tin Hai Young looks more built than him.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think that's one of the things, like you can have the muscle, but you also, it depends. You can have the endurance or the muscle, but it's very not very often that you have both. It's usually endurance and then the muscle comes for the 50s.
Yeah,
Endurance
that's
is
why
more
you see
back
the
end for the
difference
200s.
between the 1500 swimmers compared to the sprinters.
Oh yeah, like you look at the sprinters like Caleb Dressel, for example,
Oh, he is
he does a
massive.
lot of gym work. Adam Peaty's been doing gym work recently, but yeah, I've got a whole bunch of other stuff to say about Adam Peaty,
Yeah,
yeah, you look at the other Chinese swimmer that he's versing. He's the size difference is so Zach
all of
Cook and the
them.
Chinese swimmer. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting how it plays out. But of course, we'll see
Hopefully
who
we
can
don't
get
have a
there.
Sun Yang 2.0.
That's good, Caleb. That's good. I think Sun Yang like retired from swimming like a month ago now. I actually let
Yeah,
me check. I think it wasn't actually that long ago.
let's just hope.
Hopefully he doesn't come out of retirement like Ian Thorpe tried to in
Oh yeah,
2011.
and then we realized that didn't end up too well.
Yeah, that ended up like what's a good example? I don't know. It ended up like him flopping. Well, he actually did really well in the 100 free heat semi-finals, but in the finals he just bombed out.
Oh yeah, of course. Being a
It's just
200, being a 400 swimmer.
it's not like say so if my sweet spot for the 100 for the breaststroke and butterfly is the 100 flying 100 breaststroke.
Yeah,
So my sweet spot is that, but I can do a 200, I can do a 50, but like I find in the middle
yeah,
is
fun.
quite
It's
good for
always
me.
fun to do 100. Get in, get out quickly.
Yeah, good. Yeah, especially for the 100 free, like that's like
Oh yeah,
people are
that
doing
is great fun.
sub 1 minute these days. But yeah,
It's great fun doing that. So now a
yeah,
bit of your cross country. So I heard you're at CIS not too long ago.
not
Bit of
too
an
long ago.
all-rounded athlete. All schools for swimming, CIS for cross country.
Yeah, definitely, Caleb. And I mean, cross country was good this year. If you've been following me on Instagram, you could see my knees took a bit of a bashing.
Oh yeah, I saw.
Let's
Hopefully
find
you're
a photo.
recovering from that all well.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like there's only a tiny scab there now. Because people who are watching on the YouTube, you can see this, but people who are listening on Apple Podcasts or Spreaker or whatever we have on those platforms, it's better that you don't see this because I'm gonna have to put a trigger warning up. This is pretty. Where
Pretty
is it?
nasty with all the blood and dirt.
Ugh, yeah, I mean, that wasn't much. Like I just, like okay, a bit of context. We were running at the King's School, which is out Parramatta way, I think, and we're running down here. There's a little like it's basically a single file course,
Yeah.
and there's like 50, like there's like 300 kids
Was that an
in my.
invitational or just a normal CIS?
Oh no, just an invitational. Like it was actually the qualifier to get into CIS.
Oh wow, and you still did well for that.
Yeah, so I tumbled down, like it was like a domino effect. Some kid in front of me tumbled, and like the rest of the people just came crashing down.
So it must have been a
And
lot of casualties then.
yeah, a lot of casualties. Yeah, so that's the context behind it. If I can find a photo, okay, that's my knees. They look pretty
Ooh, looking
nasty.
pretty bad.
Me pointing at them, giving
What
them
did
a
you end
thumbs
up
down.
placing for that event again?
I came that's actually the best run of it. I did a 45-second PB, And I'll explain that later because I know the reasoning behind it, and because I also came 33rd, which is like one of my better ones because it was out of around 300 people, so
Was it
33rd
top
out of
40 that
300.
make it in or top 35?
So they actually do it. So I'm in the CAS schools, and they
Yeah.
do top. They make it so the top 15 in the 14-year-old CAS makes it, but the running that we did at Joey's was out of CAS and GPS. So I could have come 45th but still make it to CIS because they
Oh, I
narrow it
understand because
down.
you're top 15 of your own region or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
CAS, yeah. So I after I tumbled, I had all this adrenaline because I read a study that like say you fall over like during a race or something, the adrenaline like your heart starts
Oh,
rushing
yeah,
and
of course.
your brain wants to make up for all that place you missed out. So like I didn't even feel anything. Like at the end of the race, the nurse was like touching my wounds and everything, and she was like, "Oh, get ready, this is gonna sting," and she was like, "Is it stinging?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"No." So yeah, I was like,
That's
"Yeah,
what
it didn't
happens. The
sting."
adrenaline pumps so much. See, that's what happened with my ankle injury. I didn't feel any pain until later that night when I was just in bed and I was like, oh wow, my ankle is really starting to hurt now.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, like I was like I ran. I think mine kicked in about when I was walking back to the car, and mind you, the car was parked a kilometer away, so it was a good warm down for me. That's the thing at Kings, like the car park's a kilometer away
Yeah.
from the course, but me walking back, I think about 500 meters through the walk back to the car, my knees started killing me, and I was just like, oh.
You just started feeling it.
Yeah, and then a week after that, I had the all school swimming. So it was a very quick recovery, but I was very happy with the progress that was made in the healing process.
Yeah, that's good. Were there
Yeah.
any noticeable achievements that you witnessed at all schools swimming?
Oh yeah. There was a few records set at swimming and cross country as well. Because actually, I'll go back to cross country for a sec.
Yeah.
Our team did really well. We first of all, the course was at the equestrian center where they did the Olympic equestrian.
Oh yeah. I thought might have it at Eastern Motorway.
Oh no, that they did that in year 7 for me, and that was seriously that was the best time. I think it was a 3 kilometer, 2 or 3 kilometer run, and I didn't actually realize it was 2 or 3 kilometers. I thought it was going to be 4, so I paced
Yeah.
myself for 4. Then I realized it was 3 at the end. But you run through like the driveway, like where the raceway where the cars go through, and there's like big grandstand seating. It's like the
And
moments on
everyone's
you,
watching in.
yeah, the spotlight's on you, and you just feel amazing.
So that must be great fun to do that.
Yeah, and then this year it was the most miserable course on the most miserable day. It was on a Thursday afternoon when it was raining, pissing down with
Oh, the
rain.
ground must be soaking also.
Oh God, my shoes. I don't even think my shoes have been washed. I should probably get onto that.
Yeah, since that's what happened with my school zone carnival, it was they had to postpone it for 1 day since it was really raining badly.
Oh yeah, I think they did that a few
Like it
times
was
for the
raining since they're doing it at Scarborough Park and
oh,
the drainage there isn't too good. So you can
yeah.
imagine what would happen if everyone was running and then there was a massive puddle and people slip.
Oh yeah, like it's all about like their public liability as well. Like a few times for me, or duty of care as well. Like a few times for CAS versus GPS. They had to cancel it because of the rain. But I mean, this time they couldn't really cancel CIS. Like
Oh
they've
yeah, of
given us
course.
they've given us the numbers with the special chips on them that can track when you cross the finish line. Which I didn't even know there was a chip in it. Like I just thought
Do you
like
get that
their
in your
time.
bib?
Yeah, on the So we got the bib, the CIS bib, and I got like the number.
You still keep that number or do you have to
Yeah,
give
of
it
course.
back?
No. I kept the number. I hang it up on my wall. It's like
Oh
a
yeah,
little
of course. That's
memento.
what I do with some of my bibs that I get.
Yeah, like it's always good to like keep those, and like you can look back on it, like you can even see mud on mine. Like in the first 5 meters of the race, people tripped over like dominoes, like
Yeah.
on mud, and people went like sliding on their knees into the mud at that the equestrian center. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, that's what happens. You can't decide what weather it is for your race day, sadly. You
Yeah,
gotta
you always
deal
got
with
to
it.
adapt. Yeah, deal with it and adapt on the spot.
That's the good thing about swimming, since it's always indoors, you can't really change it that much.
Oh,
Unless if there's a fire on the roof.
good, good segue to that, Caleb. Yeah, if you don't know, I think last time we were on the podcast, this was a few weeks before
Yeah,
this happened. So Sydney Olympic Park Aquatic Centre, the solar panels caught on
went up in
fire.
flames
Went up in flames. Yeah, we call
during
it
the
the
New
burn
South Wales
centre now.
CHS competition.
Yeah, and it was really interesting to watch that because like it's like they had to evacuate the whole centre and they wouldn't let anyone like even weeks after this happened they wouldn't let anyone sit in that grandstand under it
Yeah.
and
Which
like
one
they
is
thought
that
the
on? The Which side is it on? The entrance side?
Oh no, the opposite side, like the blue seats, about I think probably halfway through the pool.
Oh wow, so where we would usually sit for
Yeah.
competitions.
Yeah, and
Wow.
they wouldn't let anyone sit on that side, so everyone's just crowded on the one side of
But the other
the
side is better since there's a lot more chairs.
Oh yeah, like because they built it up so like it's a lot higher and a lot more seats than the other side.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and like it was really interesting to witness that. And sorry, I watched it on the news. I wasn't at CHS because I had CIS. But like I went on there the weekend after, and there was all scorch marks. And then I went
Oh,
there a week later.
yes.
But the scorch marks disappeared, and I was like to one of my friends who's a coach there. I was like, "What the hell happened? It's like the scorch marks are gone." He was like, "Oh, they got a pressure washer and they washed it off." So
Wow, since I remember, I was watching the live stream for CHS during class and I was wondering why is everyone evacuating?
yeah, I was
I was
I
shocked.
my dad sent me a photo, and I was like, "Oh my god, who did this?"
Yeah, since I was wondering, and then I saw on my friend's Instagram story,
Oh yeah.
CHS competition, Olympic Park up in flames.
Yeah, we have a good friend of the podcast, Daniel. Daniel, if you're listening to this, we love you, Daniel. Um,
Yeah,
and he was swimming, and he was saying, he was documenting the whole thing.
documenting the whole story since that would have been pretty scary, I'd
Yeah,
say.
like, could you imagine? And apparently, I think one of the races was like someone was in the middle of their race. Could you imagine that?
Yes, imagine like you're probably unaware of everything that's happening if I.
Yeah, definitely. Like you're swimming your race, and you hear alarms going off, but you don't want to stop because you don't know it
Yeah,
could be imaginary.
yes, I know.
Like that's happened plenty of times to me, and probably you actually.
It has, I've heard lots of things during my race, and then I don't bother stopping until I really get a physical signal that tells me to stop.
Yeah, definitely. Like I remember, I think it was at a club night because Caleb and I used to swim for
Yeah,
the good old, we call it the Big M, Marrickville. But I
again.
remember once the timing system broke, and they had to stop the race. But could you imagine if that happened during the 1500 time trial that you
Oh,
did?
yeah, so imagine if you're on the last, say you're on your 14th, you're on your last lap.
Yeah, yeah. That actually happened to I have a friend. So I have a guy who coaches at Serpac. I know. I've talked to him a few times, and he was telling me at one of these Sydney Olympic Park club nights for their swim club, private club night. He
Yeah,
said they were doing a 400, and the timing system. The timing system at Sydney Olympic Park is meant to be really good.
yeah.
Yeah, and he said that the timing system broke halfway through their 400 free.
But don't they still have the backup hand timers, or did that completely go
No,
also?
they didn't even use their backup hand timers because they were
Oh,
too cocky
no.
and they thought, oh, let's just like be quick with this. So they had to cancel it. They cancelled the meet. They didn't even use hand time stopwatches. They just cancelled it and they told everyone to go home.
Wow, that's a shame. Imagine if you went all
Yeah,
the way just for that to be cancelled.
yeah. Just to be like, it's like cross country as well. Like well, they only told us that the race was being. This was a few months ago. One of the races was being cancelled because it started pissing down rain. But we only found out 5 minutes before the race.
Also, you've all been warmed up and
Yeah,
everything.
we all did our stretches. We all did our hammy swoops. We all did our opening and closing the gate. If you don't open and closing the gate, it's like I'll position like it's like you opening like the
Yeah, yeah.
yeah there. Sorry, people who are listening, I just demonstrated closing and opening the gates, and then I'll show you. Also do like hammy swoops. Hold on, this
Oh,
is me
yeah.
doing
Oh, they're great things.
closing up special
Both legs, she's great fun.
demonstration from Max and his like knees to chest as well.
Anything that stretches the legs.
Yeah, anything that stretches the legs is good, and then we like arm swings are less important for cross country,
Oh
but
yeah, but it still helps since when I used to go in running, I'd sometimes feel a bit of stiffness in my arms since you're always swinging.
swinging up and down, yeah, definitely, yeah, and I mean that can really affect it on long runs as well.
Oh yeah, of course, since your arms do a lot.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, and I mean we might as well move on because you're thinking of a new Apple Watch to get, Caleb.
Oh yes, of course I am. Think of a new Apple Watch. So right
Yeah,
now I
and
have in mind a Apple Watch Series 9 Midnight with the textile sports loop.
now this is my old Apple Watch, the Apple Watch Series 3. Don't worry, this is a I've had this since 2018. It's been a long
Still
time, so
works.
it
Still
works
works,
like a
which is
charm.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, still the only thing I would say that I'll show you on here, sorry I'm on my phone, I'm often away during podcasts. Um on the fitness app, when I go to the where is it? Fitness? There we go. Oh god. New phone by the way as well. When I go to oh my god, it wants me to It wants me to do my kilojoules.
Oh yes, you need to change all of that.
Oh god, it wants me to do 65 minutes a day. I don't want to stand up 13 hours a day. Okay, sorry. This is taking forever. Okay,
Pretty sure you can
so
change that regardless.
yeah. And I think one thing as well, it shows like today I've done 4,000 steps, but I think if I go to my runs, I did one on Thursday. This is the one, like it's pretty off. Like it says I ran 3.84 Ks. This is the one that I
Yeah.
did at this is the run that I did for CIS cross country, but it was actually 4 kilometers, not 3.8.
I know, but sometimes they miscalculate the track.
Yeah, like
One
even
of
if
my friends,
yeah.
they had a 6K race, but apparently it was only 5.6 kilometers.
Oh yeah, because I mean, like if it's a lot of like the course, I don't blame it on the Apple Watch because I mean it's old technology, but like
Oh yeah.
there was a 300-meter incline, like a really steep, long hill that goes up and around and curves around. So I think like that probably had something to do with it as well.
Yeah, but I'm hoping for the Apple Watch to order it within this week.
Yeah, I mean that'd be good, and you could test it out on a few
Yeah.
runs.
And it arrives quickly. I think if I were to order it today, right now, it would come on Wednesday.
Ooh, not bad, not
Which is
bad.
genuinely surprising.
Wow, that's very good. Wow. Jeez, that's pretty fast. I mean, Amazon, they do really fast delivery as well, but
Yeah, of course. But I'd rather buy it right from the Apple thing.
yeah, I
Peace
mean
of
that's
mind.
you can get the premium experience, Caleb.
Of course, then you get everything getting to unbox it.
Yeah, and how's the laptop holding up?
Laptop's holding up very well. One of the best purchases ever, I'd say, for a laptop.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. Good
Yeah,
review.
it is a
Yeah,
good review.
and you
Definitely
guys
go
were
for the MacBook M3.
yeah, MacBook
Leave the old
M3.
M2 and M1 behind.
Oh yes, and that's you know this laptop that I'm on is the MacBook Pro M. Actually, I
2, I
should know
think.
this.
I think it's M2.
Let's see. I should know this. M1 Pro.
M1.
Ah, God, what am I doing? Well, that's why we need you guys to listen so we can get some
Get a new laptop for Macs.
yeah. That's the goal. GoFundMe, guys.
Go find me to get a MacBook M3.
Yeah, and then we can produce better quality content for the Biz by the Water.
If I'm
I
being
didn't
honest,
say
by the time we hit that target, they may have already released an M4.
yeah, good point. Well, hopefully we can get some prizes going for our amazing listeners as well. This is off topic, but maybe we can get some challenges going, trivia as well. I've been thinking about some things that we can do to get people engaged.
Yes, of course.
And also go follow us on Biz by the Water Instagram. We do some amazing posts. We also ask questions on there. Like today, I put up actually. I forgot to mention this. I put up a thing of Caleb's old swimming dive.
The good
Caleb,
old days.
your Superman, your swimming days. They might have come to a close, but so this is Caleb's dive. It's very good. Slow mo. Superman.
Slow mo.
Look at that
It's a little bit
entry.
to improve on. I'm being honest, I'd probably do a better dive right now.
Really? Even after like retiring.
Yeah, I probably would have done a better dive right now.
Why do you think that is? Do you think like just like
I feel
improving over
like
time?
I'm more developed muscle-wise, so I'd probably have a lot more explosiveness.
Yeah, good point.
And since if sometimes you don't train for a long time, you forget all your technique, and when you visualize something, you can
Yeah.
make it happen since you don't revert to what you've been doing for so long.
Yeah, good. Like I remember after lockdown, I didn't swim for ages, because none of the pools were open. So like I remember like trying to practice my strokes and sorry, bump the microphone. Trying to practice my strokes and everything.
But
But
practicing everything was pretty difficult.
yeah, then getting back in the water was just sensational. Just being able to like just the feel of the water. It's just something different. Yeah, something different
Yeah,
to
it feels so comforting.
yeah, oh, that reminds me. Next episode, next time, Caleb's back in studio, we're gonna do the podcast down there by the pool, Biz by the Water. That's what we. That's the name for. People ask me why is it Biz by the Water? What's Biz by the Water got to do with anything? It's Biz by the Water because we're trying to do it by the pool.
Podcast by the pool, and the pool is water.
The
So
pool
what
is
do you
water,
know?
yeah, of course, and not by the beach. We can't do it at Bondi, I don't think.
Sadly not, a bit too crowded there, I
Yeah, a
guess.
bit too crowded, unless the paparazzi find us. Yeah, but as you can also notice, last podcast,
The hair's
Caleb,
growing back a lot now.
the hair, it's actually I'll take the headset off. I can't hear you guys, but my hair's it's Probably it's quite nice actually. It's good to be able to feel my hair again, unlike my aerodynamic wind hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you
Yeah,
as
you
you
don't
said
keep
last
your
as
head warm.
yeah as you said last time, I can feel the wind.
You can feel the wind
Now
of
I can't.
course.
Unfortunately, I
Yeah,
can't feel the wind anymore. So
unfortunately. But I guess that's it for today's podcast. We went
that's
through
it.
everything, which was great fun.
Yeah, it's good fun and it's not bad. It's
Yeah, we'll just work on that.
yeah. So and if you want to see more of Biz by the Water, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music,
What else?
iHeartRadio,
YouTube?
YouTube. You can see the video on YouTube, and you can also listen to us on a brand new app by iHeartRadio. It's called Spreaker. That's like the logo. Hold on. Where's the logo? It was
Rika,
on a loading page. It's on
we
a
can
loading
just add
page.
that in later on.
It's that one there.
Oh yeah, I
That
see
one.
that, like for the little star.
We'll start, and then you can see us right there. Very nice.
Yep.
Dynamic duo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's it for Biz by the Water number 30. And it was good to be in the passenger seat.
Good to chat. Good to be back good to be back.
Yeah, it's time for us to land this plane. That's Biz by
Yeah.
Caleb's gonna do the landing today.
So thank you for listening to this podcast. Like as Max said, you can find us on all those new different websites.
And you
Yeah,
can follow
just
us.
wait for the next one.